Hey. Hello, everybody. How are you? What's going on? Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. You know, the club in the 80s had a whole different vibe, a whole different meaning. Yeah, that's okay. I like this club too. I like it. Although if some, heavy bass was going in the back, it might be awesome. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Like every idea, I think every idea I have in my mind, I should just do. Not always, not always. Okay, today's question. So excited about it. First and foremost, if you're here and you're new, welcome. This is book club day. We are going to do one question out of the book. I looked at the next question and it's just the opposite of this question. So I don't know. Do you guys think we should do both questions together? Do you think we should do both questions? Yes. Sound would be nice. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay. Okay. Phew. Whew. Okay. Um, so today we're going to do two questions then today. I think people are saying yes to doing, because this week's question is what if what you see in others that you love is what you love about you? And then next week's question is, oopsie, missed a page. There it is. What if what you see in others that you do not love is an opportunity to heal that in you? Are those questions close enough for us to do them together? Or should we do them separately? I'm going to drink my tea while you guys discuss. Okay. By the way, you guys, real quick, the tea, this is the tea. Oopsie. I could never do display things. There it is. It's by Vital Tea, I think. Liver Detox Herbal Tea. And it supports like liver health, detoxification, improves fatigue and insomnia. But again, I'm going to pull a bag out so you guys can see it and I don't have to if you order it, it comes with or without, like it comes like this or it comes loose. I just ordered it like this because I want to make sure I have the right amount of everything in my little bag. So if you look at this little bag, you can see all the like goji berries and everything in it. So that, I think that's kind of cool. And once it's in the water, you really can see it so much better. So yeah. And then the other thing I just started using that I mentioned yesterday is it's by Jigsaw and it's called Adrenal Cocktail. And I know that light is like, there we go. And this, oh my gosh, if you're a stressor or you have that stuff, this helps. This helps. There's a number of things I'm using right now because, life. So yeah, this helps. I think I'm going to put both of these products in my link tree. So if you just want an easy way to order them, they'll be right there and you can push the buttons and just order them. I'll do that either later today or tomorrow, but you can also just go on and order it from wherever. So please remember today is book club day. I'm not answering questions. It's just book club. So are we doing both questions together? Toot toot. I need to get Rebecca says I need to get that adrenal. Yeah, it's so good, Rebecca. I put it in my smoothie, but it has a little bit of a flavor to it, so you can just shake it in water also. Um, it's whole food with vitamin C, and I can't read the rest of it. Energize and replenish. But it's so good. And for me, like the things I purchase for my health, especially because they're so expensive. Um, Supplements can be super duper expensive. So the things I purchase so that I know like this is a good fit for me and my body and what I need at this time, I always ask like, is this the one? And out of all of them that I searched, this ended up being the one for me. If you get it, I hope it's also a really good one for you. The ingredients are good and pure. Darlene, I'll be back Monday doing questions. If we get snowed in here, I'm going to do a show this week. I'll be on air a lot doing extra shows if we get snowed in. But we really have, I don't think, I didn't look out a window yet this morning. I don't think we've gotten snow here yet. Like a lot of places are getting the snow. Yeah, I'll add, thank you, Rebecca. I'll add it to my links. But Darlene, stick around. This question will help you. I want you to participate in this questions. Okay. Hey, Maria, how are you? Okay, we're going to go into the question. First, every Monday I go live, I answer questions, I help you connect to loved ones that have gone home. And then every Tuesday, I do book club and we answer a question from my book that I channeled. What if, sorry, the cover, what if, again with the, what if a transformational guide by moi, channeled from above. And the links, the link to get the book is in the description. Um, so you can do that if you need to. Um, so today we're doing two questions together because it's the like the the pro and the con. It's two sides of I think the same question. Okay, so I'm going to read both questions together. The first one is, what if what you see in others that you love is what you love about you? So all the good qualities, all the good things that you look at somebody, you go, oh my God, I love blah 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 about them. Those are the things you love about you. And then the next, we're going to do them kind of. I'm going to say the next question, which is, what if what you see in others that you do not love is an opportunity to heal that in you? And I think both these questions, even though they're a little different, they do kind of go hand in hand. So, what you see in others that you love is what you love about you, and what you don't love is something you're supposed to heal in you. So, for example, well, we'll get to the examples. Because my brain is not working fast enough to give an example, Johnny, on the spot right now. So, okay, okay. So, if you so what I would like to say about these two questions is I want you to be very knowing this. Hey, Faith, how are you? Today's book club. I'm so happy you guys are here with us, and I love having new people in book club to give perspectives. You do not have to have the book to join book club, but if you do want the book, in my bio, there's a link to all of my books, and you can go ahead and order. Please order from my page. There are other people out there selling my book. I don't even know how. It's probably Amazon. I'm just saying, it's probably Amazon. Okay. So what I would say, what I to become the observer we can subconsciously be the observer, but then we can also consciously be the observer. So when we go into a state of meditation, ooh, we're channeling. When we go into a state of meditation and we allow ourselves to be in that space where we are at peace, in that meditation, in that deep, deep state, we will notice our higher self, or whatever you call it, come in, and we can observe the observer. We will notice that we are observing around us. But there is also the conscious part of us that is awake, aware, doing things every day, noticing good, bad, indifferent things every single day. And when that part of us becomes the observer for our highest good, not for judgment, but for our highest good, that's when we really start to evolve and or elevate, whichever word works better for you in your existence. This life, this existence that you are in at this moment is an existence for you to evolve. And you may say, but oh, I have children, I have this, I have that. The more you evolve on your own, for you, with you, the more by proxy they will evolve. And I want you to just for a moment, just take a moment and look at, and with no judgment, look at different types of families. Maybe a family where the parents, they are using and abusing substances, or they are just very stuck in where they are. They have not evolved so much. And then look at their children. And when their children reach their evolutionary level, the parent can no longer take them any further, and they have to go out into the world and learn what is next. Now, the next family might be a family that is keeping it together. They're evolved a bit, and then the same thing. But those who are very, very evolved will automatically, the children will learn by watching this at any age. Even if your children are adults, they will see your changes. They will see your evolution, and mostly, and so importantly, when they step into your energy, into your space, or you step into their space, they will feel it. And our consciousness goes back and forth. Without saying a word, they can pick up on it, and it will start their evolutionary process. So it's never too late. It is never too late to be in that space and evolving. You may think, when my children were growing up, I was a hot mess. I was stressed. I was working. I could barely keep it together. I had no help. That was the path that was meant to be. That was the path that was meant to be, to teach whatever was being taught. But now you can evolve because you have the ability, the time to put into yourself, to heal for yourself, to have the growth for yourself. And your children will automatically, and your grandchildren will pick up on that. They will know it. And it is, of course, their choice whether they take it or not. As you move through and you understand this, to observe without judgment all situations, all people, all places, only brings your evolutionary process to a fuller place, to a higher level, and not in a way of being better than or worse than, just in a very self aware way. Okay. So, today, what we're going to talk about is how we can really understand this a little bit more in the first question and the second question. As we observe others, as we see them, we can look at what we love about people, because oftentimes we'll say, "Hey, I really love this person. What do you love about them? What is it that you're enjoying about them?" Or, "I don't like this person," or, "I don't like when they do this." Let's go back to the root. When's the first time that happened to you? And what caused you to not like it? Some of it is fear, some of it is protecting yourself, which are normal and natural and should exist. But once it's healed, it no longer needs to exist. So if what we see in others that we love is what you love about you, the more you observe about what you love in others, the more you understand how much you love about you and what you love about you, and to bring that into your life even more, to have that in your life even more, and to allow it to expand. And then in question two, if what we see in others that we do not love is an opportunity to heal it, sometimes just by observing, like if like I have this thing about people who lie. Why? Like, I know sometimes we lie so we don't get in trouble, but people who just willy-nilly out there slinging that tongue with mistruths, making up stories, or just doing things they shouldn't be doing that they know would, like, cause problems, and then they lie about it to get out of it. Yeah, I have, and I know exactly where it goes back to. I do, and I know my mom is passed, and they say, "Don't speak ill of the dead." Can we speak the truth about the dead? I mean, my mom was really amazing at certain things, but my mom used to always make up stories about me, and to this day, I never wanna go around, well, all of my aunts and uncles, except for one, have passed. But to this day, I never wanna go around my aunts and uncles because she made up so many stories about me, so that she could, I don't even know why, I don't care why, but, they had such a bad opinion of me, and, so I would never even go want to go around them and her friends and everybody associated with. I would never even, and one of my siblings is exactly like that. Exact Just makes up stories, just, and, of course, about everybody, but of course, about me. So the only, way I can stay safe from that is to just not even have that person in my life. Now, is that something I need to heal with me? Yes. Because there's a lot of fear with that, like that people are gonna make up lies about me and say things about me and lie to me, and I get that, and that's my thing, but you can know when you look at people sometimes who have the things that you need to heal will be drawn into your life not to punish you, but to show you. And we're not supposed to like fall in love with these people and date them on and off for 8 years. Don't be me. Don't do that. But we're supposed to see very clearly. And we can only do that if we are being the observer and not the interactor. So this is one of the reasons I tell women, when you first start dating someone, when you first start being with someone, and men, take your time, go slow, observe them without judgment, because especially women are always taught, don't judge, don't judge, don't judge. But sometimes we just, it's not a judgment, it's a factual observation. So I'm going to open up the phone lines. Anybody who wants to call in, let's call in and let's get started with the conversation. La 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 la. Okay. Oops, that came in and went out really quick. Okay. Who wants to call? Does anybody want to call today and tell your feeling about this? Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca. How
Good
are
morning.
you? Hey, what's going on? Fawn.
No, anybody else calling in? Just me?
No, yeah, Fawn called in
Oh,
too.
wow. Hi.
So, hey, Rebecca, since you called in first, let's go with you, and then we will get to Fawn in a second. So, with these two questions, I know we just decided this, but how does that lead you moving forward? What do you think about that?
Um, well, what I like to see in others, and I love it when someone is that I see it by myself, because I do know that I was a very negative person at one point, and I can see it in other people. And I'm like, oh, that used to be me. So, what I do, like you said, I just observe and just listen.
Yes.
If they ask for something, I'd be like, well, this is my opinion now. But I like to see peace and joy. I'm a person that likes to, like a trainer. Every job I had, I've always been a trainer. I train somebody else, and I love that when someone else is so nice to train someone else instead of just no, 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 not being helpful.
Yeah.
And then the other part where you said what you don't like about seeing the next question is the negativity, the doubt, the anger. I don't like seeing that in other people. But now I see it in other and I can catch, oh, that used to be me.
Yeah. So, and knowing that, and thank you for sharing that. Um, in knowing that, we can do a couple of things. I believe going to the source, sometimes of understanding why, can dissolve a lot of it. It might not dissolve all of it, but it can dissolve a lot of it. But sometimes we do need to do some healing on it too. Um, but in knowing it and in catching it right away, it gives us the ability to just like I'm going to just use the word evolve again, um, and have the presence to accept in ourselves these things, understanding that they may have been phases that we went through, or I don't want to use the word lessons. A growth. We had growth. We grew into something, and then we grew out of it. We grew. We had growth from it. So, in seeing that, when was the first time that you knew, like, oh, this negativity in me? And then did you go back to where it came from?
Yes. And actually, I had that speech with my earlier. It's so weird that you mentioned all this, and it's like, wow. My brother, I had a conversation with my brother this morning, and all he did was he's on the road, he's on his break. He went to go buy a burrito. And he's like, all this traffic and all this, da, da, da. The negativity coming out. I go, hey, 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 let's try to be positive. You should have gave yourself some time. Let's just, he goes, that's everybody. Everybody should be more positive because there's something that's going to happen pretty soon. And I was like, that person needs to be surrounded positive energy. Come on, let's all try to be positive. Let's get out of this negativity and not complain. And he goes, we all complain. I go, I know. Let's try not to complain.
Yeah.
But what you just mentioned right now about when you were channeling, the things that you go through in life, work, doing everything by yourself, all those challenges are what I have involved to who I am now and being on my own. And I think I'm actually stronger and I'm in a better place now because of all those situations. And when I see situations that I have learned from is previous boyfriends and past and breakups going back and all that, and I see it in my kids and I'm like, what can I say? I did the same thing.
Yeah.
So it just gotta, like it's on, that's part of your life journey. You just gotta learn from that. And because I can't really say anything, I was in that same spot.
And
I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
no, it does. It does. There is and I think every person, either when they're younger or at some point in their life will go through very negative experiences, will have anger, will exhibit that anger and that negativity. And it takes a lot to bring yourself out of it. First of all, to recognize it, and then to recognize or to understand that you don't want it, and then to bring yourself out of it, because that is something of the mind. Your mind is on that cycle, let's just say. And you have to really break that cycle. And I'm a hypnotist and I help people break those cycles of the way they think, of the way they behave, a lot with hypnosis and reprogram that part of their mind. But if you can do it on your own, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And again, first it comes from recognizing you have it. And then, second, and really importantly, recognizing, and I know this is going to trigger some people, it's a choice. And if somebody would have said that to me X number of years ago, like after my third death experience, and I didn't have work and couldn't work and was, living off a credit card because I'd paid so many medical bills from the accident, and I just had so much anger in me and so much negativity. If somebody would have said to me that's a choice, I probably would have looked at them with death darts and been like, it's not, like, with a demon voice, I know it's not, look at me. But when we realize we can change our thoughts and we start to just focus in on some of the things that are going right, and when we're in a situation and we're so stressed out or frustrated, because your brother is actually, he is extremely stressed out. And driving is a very big stressor in today's world, and it's making him exhibit the negatives of that. It's really, which is understandable. I'm not saying anything either way, but so for him to change that, to actually to be able to get in and change that, he has to find the positive of it, and have faith. But again, it's not easy at all. Okay, let's pop over to Fawn. Hey, Kathy. Thanks for being here with us. Fawn, what do you want to say about this?
Of trying to get on here. Hi, everybody. And thank you so much for the tea thing. I want to say one thing about tea really quickly. I just saw a video about these other teas that I've been drinking for years, like Lipton, and I forget the other one, and how they're just not even really good for us. And then you came on yesterday and talked about that tea, and that was exactly what I needed at that moment, because I was trying to find a healthy tea. So thank you for that, and do put it on the website. I think it's a great idea.
Anyways. Will. Thank you. And make sure to do your own research. But I do believe that, like I said, these things are expensive. Supplements are expensive. And teas are very expensive. And if we're going to use it, we have to do our research. We have to make sure it's right for us. Will Fawn like this tea? Yeah. Is it good for Fawn? Yeah. But test it for yourself also, Fawn. And make sure it's good for you. I actually like the taste of it. It's one of the teas you do have to drink it a little bit warm. Once it gets cold, the flavor is not the same. But so far I've been using it a couple of days. I think maybe 4 days. And I absolutely love it. And what I'm going to pull up on the screen, I'm sorry, you guys, this is going to look a little gross because it's wet and it's dripping. But once the bag is wet, you can see like how big, and let me try to, how big all the things in this tea are. It's like not the shredded thing. And you can see the actual goji berries and the dandelions. They actually put the dandelion head in there and the full goji berry. And I love that. That's one of the things I love. I should be repping the company at this point. But I will put it in my link tree. I will put it with my other products. And so, yes, okay, let's get back to the question. Let's get back to the question.
Let me go back to the question. What did I write down? Oh my gosh. Okay. A couple of years ago, I actually started really going on the path of observation, and it changed my life. It really changed my life. I love that you said that, because that is the number one way that I was able to help myself, was to just sit back and observe myself and my reactions to other people, and how I am triggered, and how other people are also triggered, and you see their trigger, and you know what, you can kind of analyze what it is. So I think that it's really, really helped me a lot about that, because for me, a lot of times, through observation, I can see people getting upset at other people, and I know that it really is just them. It's them. It's what they've been through in their life. It has nothing to do with that person. But those of us that haven't been the observer, we might take it personal, right? I can remember a couple of years ago crying watching people say stuff, thinking that they were talking to me. Like, I would cry. It would hurt my heart. I would be like, I was that inner child that was being triggered so bad, and I didn't know why, but I would get upset. I would leave their life, because I would take it in a personal way based on what I had been through in my life. And they are also going through their healing stages, and they're having their triggers, and they're saying stuff, and so once you can just really analyze the behavior and realize that it kind of goes back to that book, The Four Agreements. It's just not always about you. It's just not. Everybody's living their life and their purpose, and a lot of times it's not about you, it's about them. And so that thing about the mirror is exactly true. I mean, is exactly true. A lot of times it's like a mirror, and we're being shown things. And so our way to heal is to really dive into it, and to really see, why is it that I'm triggered by that? Why am I triggered when somebody just ignores me? Because I was ignored as a child, and nobody paid attention to me, so I don't like being ignored. That's just an example.
No, but facts are facts, and I'm feeling that. But yes, continue.
But the things I love about people are some of the things that I know that I'm like. I know it. Like, I love people that are kind. It's like the best thing ever. Kindness, and just being kind and sweet and considerate and caring and patient, and all those things are the things that I love. And I resonate with people like that. But I've also been put in relationships where I'm triggered. So I have a couple people that trigger me, and I have people that I feel are very kind and sweet and patient and nice like you. And I think it's a balance for me to just find my place. Like, I still need those people a little bit in my life that are still kind of triggering me or showing me those behaviors. And I also feel like, for me, I'm there for them also, to be their light and their kindness, and try to help them through that. In a way, I feel like in the background I'm helping them. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But it goes back to the energy thing, right? Like, we feel like if we could bring our good energy in, maybe it will help them. But when it gets to a point with the triggers and the inner child and all of that, if there is a point where I've had enough, then I'll walk away, and I'll know I'm done with this. This isn't benefiting me anymore, because it's hurting me more than I'm getting things from it. And then that's where I get to the point where I'm like, I'm leaving. That's it. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know if that helps.
No, that's very good. And I just want to real quick say, for anybody who may have joined us, since we started today, we are doing book club, and we're working on two questions, because they kind of resemble each other in a way. But the first one is, what if what you see in others that you love is what you love about you? And the next one is, what if what you see in others that you do not love is an opportunity to heal that in you? And that doesn't mean, and I want to just say again, if there's something that you see in somebody else that you do not love, and it's an opportunity to heal it in you, it doesn't mean that you have it. So, for example, liars. Example from earlier. It doesn't mean I'm a liar. means literally I have to heal what happened or what was done that causes me to be so adverse to them, or cheaters, whatever it is. And if, listen, if somebody's cheating on somebody and it has nothing to do with me, I don't really care, right? That it doesn't affect me. But if I've been clear and transparent with someone and then they're cheating on me, or what I consider cheating on me, um, and I hope you guys take this as funny. Once you stick it in me, it's mine. Don't share it with anybody else. And I make that very clear before we go there. So when I find out that's going on, I just get so upset about that. So and is that something, it goes back to betrayal, then being betrayed. So those things, some might say, well, that's something you have to clear in you, and others might say, well, why? Because I always believe if somebody is being brought to you with something that is adverse to you, it is so that something inside you can see it, and there's two reasons for this. Number one, you can see and heal it, but number two, you choose you. You don't try to, like, and I'm trying not to talk about my own personal situation, but you don't try to understand the person or justify their behavior. You choose you. You love yourself enough to walk away from anyone that in any way does you harm, but also you figure out what in you, where is the source of that? Where does that come from? Why is it such a trigger? Because once you heal the source, the trigger, it no longer appears. And I know this from doing so much work on myself and on others. Once it's healed, that's it. It no longer shows up. And then you move on to maybe whatever is next, whatever other area you want to evolve in. So, hey, Dave, and hey, Drops of Jupiter and Thulani, thank you for joining the room. We are doing book club today, discussing questions from What If, a transformational guide. Feel free to join in and put your comments in the chat, or call in and talk about the question of the day. So, having said that, and knowing that, what's one of the biggest things that, again, I'm going to repeat this, keep a notebook, a piece of paper, and the things that you see about a person, when you say, oh my gosh, I really like that person, break down what you like about that person. And yes, everybody's multi-dimensional. Everybody has the good, the bad. Nobody is 100% you're going to love everything about them, unless of course it's the beginning of a relationship and you're not seeing the stuff yet. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But make a list of what you love about them, because those are things about yourself that you have that you may want to expand, things that you have that you may want to, that you already are, yeah, the honeymoon phase, Fawn, that you are opening up. But also, when somebody does something that we can use the word triggers you, upsets you, or you look at it and you go, oh my gosh, I just don't like that. Or if there's somebody you know that you really don't like a coworker or a family member, you don't like them, and you start looking at why, and then you can list the things and track back to where it started. Just track it back to where it started and then go from there. And you will be amazed, because I do believe it in the hypnosis work I do, in the healing work I do. I believe we have to go right to the source, to the root, and we have to pull it. Otherwise, we're just, you can pull a dandelion, but if you don't get the roots, it's going to come up in other areas. We always want to get the root of it. So if we start tracking this, if we keep a little book, and on one side is things I love about, and you don't have to put the particular person, and things I don't love, that really affect me or just are not favorable to me. You will be amazed at how quickly you start noticing it, and without judgment. No judgment allowed. If you're judging it, it's a trigger that still needs to be healed. If you have not judged it, if you can just observe it and say, okay. And sometimes it's easier to observe if it's not happening to us, if we're just looking at it happening to somebody else. Um, or with somebody else. But if it is happening specifically to us, um, and it's easy for it to trigger us and for us to find it faster. But keeping that in mind and keeping your notebook, you will be amazed at how quickly you start to notice things about yourself. Now, I'm going to give you a little warning after everything. Maybe the warning should have come first. Being self-aware is very, very difficult sometimes. And you have to be careful not to be critical of yourself. You were put here to be who you are and how you are until you change, until you evolve. Some people evolve, some people devolve. There's no judgment in that. We're all surviving. We're all moving in the direction that is the safest, and I'm using finger quotes, the safest for us in that moment. We may evolve a little bit, and then all of a sudden we meet someone and we feel like, oh, this is love. Oh my gosh, I'm so this person. And then you start getting into the relationship with that person, and it ends up taking you a couple steps backwards for as long as or until you really feel like, okay, the love isn't worth this, or what I thought was love isn't worth this. And then you pull yourself out and you keep going. That's just one example. There are plenty of examples. You might be at a job that you absolutely do not like. And in order to be there, you take on that chaotic, dysfunctional, whatever energy, and you start turning into your I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go. And then you get yourself out and you clean it up and you start evolving again. And again, there's no judgment, because what I have found is each and every one of us are doing our best to survive and hopefully thrive with each and every day. We are doing our best to move forward in a way that brings us peace in the moment or happiness in a moment. We might not be thinking to the next moment. Just this makes me feel happy, safe, good right now. In another moment, when I have to face the consequences, maybe not so much, right? So, what I want to say, just becoming self aware, you please do not be critical of yourself. Please allow yourself to be in a space where you can be aware of something and understand this is an aspect of a behavior and not the core of you. The core of you is pure love, pure light, but there are all these behaviors and aspects we have taken on to be here and interact with other people. Okay? So please keep that in mind. The more self aware you become, the more you will understand that. And then in that self-awareness of understanding what you love about other people and what you do not love about other people, hold on a second. It was there and then I looked away. In that aspect of understanding that, oh, understand what drew them to you. What drew you to them? Was it something that you needed to bring into your life so you would have more of that joy, happiness, love, that feeling of? Or was it something that your soul is saying, okay, we're bringing this person in so that you can heal it, not so that you can live with it, not so that you can take it on for the rest of your life, so that as soon as you see these certain things, you can heal it. Now, I'm going to give, I'm going to give a little example of myself. And I think in the example I give, you guys are going to be able to relate in some way with some circumstance in your life. And that's why I'm using the example. In a relationship, the first time, okay, I'm trying to say this without saying, I'm just going to put it out there. Okay, I'm just going to do it. Even though I feel like a complete fool for this, but whatever. So I was dating someone and we finally did the thing that people do. And right afterwards, the person looked at me and said, "So we're friends with benefits?" Or we're F buddies? And I'm like, no, I don't give my friends these benefits, nor do I F my buddies. And I said, "Do you?" Obviously, they did. Yeah, apparently, Rebecca, I didn't know my rules either because I kept seeing the person thinking, oh, he was just clarifying. No, he was telling me. He was telling me, but in my mind, I did not see that. I did not get that. I did not see that. And because I was already so whatever with this person, then the next thing was the person just out of the blue, I need a break. A break? Yeah, I'm just not feeling this. Okay. And then the shock and the emotions come in. And okay, I just said okay, because what am I going to say? Like, okay, same person, by the way. And then like a week or 2 weeks later comes back and says, yeah, okay, hey, just hi, how are you? Kind of not so good. You're kind of like, but the thing is, here's the thing, and why I'm sharing this. If I would have been observing instead of involved, at that first word, I would have been like, yeah, we're done. At that first, so we're friends with benefits, I would have been like, yeah, you're very disrespectful, get out. But because I let my emotions take over, and because I just never had experienced that before, honestly, um, I I didn't. I was like just so shocked, and we've all been in a place of shock, like what? So then, when the next thing happened, again, if I was again not so in shock, I would have just blocked that number, and if I had like the self love or the understanding, because my assumption was, okay, we're done, that's it. I don't need to block the number. This person is done, they're moving on. And then they reach back out and they're like, oh, I was just stressed and there's so much going on and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we start giving people the benefit of the doubt and being so understanding of them that we're not looking out for ourselves. But the whole thing is, the moment we can look at it from an outsider perspective and observe it, rather than get enmeshed in it, the sooner we can say, okay, I'm learning the lesson of saying no, respecting myself. And this is with friends, family, partners, work, whatever it is. And I'm not going to allow this any longer. And staying in that space, staying so strong in that space. Now, when we can do that, we have learned the lesson, or at least part of the lesson. Part of it is to put yourself first and not put up with, for any reason. If they're your child, their sister, their family member, co-worker, to not put up with. Your behavior is something that you need to take care of. And my putting up with it is saying it's okay to behave like that. My not putting up with it is teaching you it's not okay to treat people like that. My putting up with it is teaching you it's okay to treat people like that. So the sooner we say, listen, that's not okay, either by physically saying it or just separating ourselves from the person because they've done this to other people, they've gotten away with it. You just saying it isn't necessarily going to change it for them. But not putting up with it will show them that at least they can't do that to you. Okay? And then just observing it by not putting up with it, we start to heal it and say it's not okay. And then understanding where it originally came from, then we can really, really be in a space where we are pulling those roots out and moving forward. Does that make sense to anybody? Does anybody have any questions about this? Does anybody want to comment on what I'm saying so far? Or come back on the air and talk about what I'm saying so far? It makes sense. Heather says it makes sense. Rebecca says yes. My kiddo and I have all boys are now adult and some women are crazy. Oh my God, yes. And crazy thing, my grandma warned me about a BF. I didn't listen. Yeah. There's always someone that will warn you. And I'm going to say woman to woman on here. When I was going through a thing with a guy, and I would say, like, this happened and I don't understand it. And they would defend it. It was the worst thing that ever happened. It was the worst thing. I wish they would have said, that's not healthy. That's not normal. You need to get out of that now. That's called gaslighting. That's called manipulation. That's called narcissism. That's called demon time. I'm joking. I'm just joking about the demon time. Then I would have, like actually looked that up and started to understand it sooner. But here's the thing, for each and every person, we may or may not stay in something depending on how much we feel about that person or how much we need to learn what they are teaching us. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to everybody? Let me know.
Yes,
Heather,
it does.
yes.
Sorry.
Keep going, love. Talk. Come back and talk. I need to drink some tea.
No, yes. I had an experience where I had a boyfriend at one point, and that's the one that taught me a lesson of stalking,
Yes.
getting out the window, not leaving me alone. And I had children already. And my grandma warned me, he's going to cost you nothing but problems. And all I said was, here, grandma, this is so-so. And after he left, my grandma gave me that. She did let me know, I'm just going to let you know, that's going to cost you a lot of problems. Da, da, da. And it's true. So now my boys are grown adults. And I seen all the different girls. And I'm like, you got to be careful. Because one of them is going to go a little cuckoos.
Yeah.
And look at what happened to that guy in the news, you know? So last year, it all depends. It's all love crazy that we all go through it. And it's part of a life journey, I think.
Yeah, it is. And one of the things, like, I'm going to say this, and Rebecca, tell me, and Fawn, you two are on air. Anybody in the chat, tell me if you believe this to be true. When it comes to love, I don't want to use the word desperate, okay? Because that, I don't feel like that's the right word. But we want someone, a partner, sometimes, and based on what society has taught us since we came out of the hoo-ha, we want a partner so badly, but we just sometimes just don't want to be alone. But we miss very important signs and very important, like, red flags or things in the beginning. Plus, in all fairness, people don't show up on their worst behavior. People never show up and like are on their worst behavior. People show up on their best behavior. And when they know they have us, can you turn down the whatever's in the background? Thank you for doing that. When they know they have us or we're hooked, that's when they slowly start releasing their bad behavior. And Rebecca, I'm so familiar with stalkers. I've had several, and that is one of the scariest things you can experience, for sure.
That's why now it's like, no way.
Yeah.
Focus. Pay attention.
Yeah. This is why. So I say all the time, take your time. Find out who that person really is and what they really want with you. Okay, Heather joined the show online. Hey, Heather, what's up?
Hey. No, not much. I'm just working.
Awesome. Did you wanna share with us today?
I was just laughing about you talking about the guys that you dated and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I found out. Well, a couple of them one was married and had a family in another state because he was like with the oil rig people.
Yeah.
And then another one had a girlfriend, and yeah, she like stalked me and like, yeah.
You know,
I was like laughing. I was like, oh my God.
Do you know what I'm going to say? I actually think we should present a bill to Congress to pass a law that, Heather, can you turn down whatever's in the background? Because we're getting it.
Hold on.
Thank you. That's good. Okay. I think we should present a bill or like a law to Congress that if a guy is cheating and it results in a crime, the guy should go to jail. So here's the thing. We meet a guy or a woman, we meet a man or a woman, but they're already with someone, or they meet somebody else, but the two women are completely unaware, and then the crime of passion happens between the two women. I think the man should go to jail because he knew what he was doing, or the woman, they knew what they were doing. I think even if the person who did the crime goes to jail, the man should also go to jail, because if that person was not, if the cheater should go to jail, because if they had not cheated, if they had not been manipulative and deceptive, the crime would have never happened. And I think Kash Patel pass that law. I don't know, is Cash Patel in charge of passing laws? Let's put that on the books. Let's get that on the books. But okay, so moving forward, I want you to go back to some of these scenarios with relationships, and I want you to say, what brought this person into my life that, like, look at, okay, this is what I loved about this person, but these were the flags or the things I didn't like about the person that I ignored that I needed to heal something in me. And a lot of times, especially for men, it's with the mothers, and for women, it's with the father, where we didn't get, our fathers didn't teach us maybe what a really good man was and how a woman is supposed to be treated. And even if we had a man, adult male in the house, if he didn't treat your mother correctly, you did not learn how to be treated correctly, or a healthy dynamic between a man and a woman. And the same goes for men. If the male in the house is not treating the mother correctly, that man may not treat women correctly moving forward. And I saw a saying the other day that said, a man won't treat you the way he treats his mother, he'll treat you the way his father treated his mother, or the man in the house treats his mother. And I find that to be very true when I look at many of the situations in my life in the past. So, okay, the assignment with this goes beyond answering this question. The assignment goes to, if you should want to do this assignment, start keeping a log of what you love about other people, and just say, universe, bring me more of that. Put it into every one of my cells. And then what you don't like about other people, or what triggers you, and then do the research in your mind to go back to where it started. Because if we can recognize the source, sometimes that's just enough, right? But other times we really have to heal that source, okay? All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to do next week's question now, next week at noon. Okay, I have to skip another page here. Next week at noon is, come here, book. What if it is not about taking or giving, lack or abundance? Oh, okay, I'm going to give you just a preview of this question and my opinion of the question. But I want you guys, just as you read this, what came to your mind? But and I can read this today and this question will mean one thing, and then I can read it in a month and it will mean something completely different. So what if I'm going to add words to the question. What if the reason we're here is not about taking or giving, lack or abundance? What if your purpose is not about taking or giving, lack or abundance? What if you fill it in the way you want, but what if it is not about taking or giving, lack or abundance? And what if we get that? What if we really get that, and then all of a sudden everything comes to us? What if we really get that? Like all of a sudden we're like, oh yeah, it's not about taking or giving. It's just about being. And when we can truly be, when we can exist, what if everything happens all at once and all the time? I love that. What if that's it? What if when we're trying to say, I'm going to give to this charity, or I need this, or I don't have this, or I want this, what if when we let all of that go and we just be, it all happens. Now, don't just use that. Like, I want you to really think like, that's my thing right now. In a month, my thing about this question will be completely different. I want you to look at this question and really think, like, what does that mean to you? And then what is your action step? Or how does that change things for you? What does that change? And I just want to say, like, I know people love, um, love, have different beliefs and loves and so on and so forth. And it's not about giving up what you love. Okay. Now, I'm also going to say this for next week's question. Belief determines existence outcome. I'm repeating it. Belief determines existence outcomes, and your personal belief and what do they call it? The belief of others that you are around can, if you allow their belief to change your belief, like when we're watching all these crazy things, like we have millions of people in this world and they make one of the most ridiculous stories that will trigger fear and upset, go viral on everything. And they're changing people's beliefs and understandings with that. And you can pick any viral story. It's always something to ignite fear. It's always something to change your belief. It's always something to separate us. It's always something that will put you on this side or that side. Fuck you, I'm on my own side. I'm on my own side. That I don't, and it's one thing that is happening because they incited it, because somebody pushed it and paid for it. And then everybody's so outraged and in fear and anger and pushing their agenda for them. Next. Oh, here's a funny story. Next. Oh, here's a cute doggy. Oh, dog's shaking off snow. That one I'll keep. So when we see this, these viral stories that are supposed to get us on a side or make us act a certain way, we have to, yes, distractions. We have to skip, next. We don't get involved because we don't even know. I'm going to say this again. George Floyd is not dead. He was a crisis actor with the cash cab guy. I've never said it this blatantly before. He was a crisis actor with the cash cab guy, and those scenes were crisis acting scenes. The cop they prosecuted, when you put him next to the cop's picture in the that was in the videos, not even the same guy, not even the same face, not even close. I want to see George Floyd's birth certificate that states he's a twin. That didn't come out until after he supposedly died. Okay? The guy with the files that had the island, still alive. Still alive. So much of what we're seeing is a show that they're putting on to get us to be in a state of fear and a state of control. If they can get us in a state of fear and they can get us in a state of control, they can distract us and they can control us. You guys, I did a TikTok this morning that was a prediction for what's coming in. So It'll be up on other things soon. It's a little bit vague because it had to be, but it'll be up on other things soon. And when you realize the guy who had the island was a government operative that was getting evidence to control all the people who influence us and all the politicians who make decisions, when they were getting blackmail evidence, when you realize that, it all makes sense as far as that goes. But they're not going to kill their own operative. They're not. Nope. So, okay, on that note, that's next week's question. I love you all so very, 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 very much. Watch what you believe. Watch what you watch. Watch what you listen to. What you believe creates your outcome. Don't let anybody put beliefs in you that are not yours. And don't buy into the mass hysteria. Stay with your systems. Stay within your systems. Stay within your knowing. And if you don't know, go into silence and ask. All right, I love you guys so much. Have an absolutely amazing rest of the day.